Hello. Are you ready for coffee?
So I just
Whoops.
got my
Oh. Sorry. I got my phone in my hand so that I can check my audio. Good. It sounds good. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee here on Above Life channel. Today we're going to have a conversation about the new moon because it's a new moon day. It's also Father's Day here in the US. So let's connect in. Are you ready? I actually have a new moon date today with a good friend of mine at 11. She's probably going to pop in here. We're going to work on new moon stuff together. So I thought, hey, this is a great way to pregame that, is to share the new moon energy with you. So I'm going to share with you how I work with the moon energy a bit. You know that I'm a psychic medium. I have been for 19 years. This year is 19 years. And I'm also a certified life coach. I do intuitive life coaching work. And I just do lots of stuff, lots of group work. Actually, I have a group coming up this week. It's going to be kind of like an old school psychic reading group where I'm going to do psychic stuff, fun psychic stuff during our hour together in our small group. There will be a link in this video to join that if you'd like to. It is a service that I offer once a month. I'm starting to do that. It's pretty fun. I enjoy it. And it's perfect timing because it's summer solstice this week. At least if you're in the US, if you're in my side of the hemispheres, it's the summer solstice. And I really need to celebrate that and connect with that energy. And we all need to work with that. And so this week we're starting with that new moon. And so you and I get to connect here with that. So if you want more and you want some more psychic fun with me, join that. So, okay. Good morning to you. I see you popping into the chat. When you are in the chat, just know that if I see you, I might say hello to you. So if you're just watching and you don't want to be seen, or you don't want me to say your name or your handle, don't post in the chat. Okay. Okay. Hello, Rebel. Hello, Leslie. Nice to see you both. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks. I know I feel blue today. I just got a compliment on my shirt. I feel very blue today. And that is coming off of, I was just over at my new place yesterday and not ready to move in yet. Got to do some painting and things like that, get things situated, and was trying to get some inspiration. I was really overwhelmed. I was like, oh my gosh, that feels like there's so much to do. And I'm like, I don't know what I want. And like, how do I want to set up my room? And how do I, like, what colors do I want? And all this. So there was this whole thing. And I'm like, oh, so much. This morning I had the inspiration that I'm going to go blue. I'm going to go blue. Priestess blue is what this is. Priestess blue. And it's me blue because I have always loved the color blue. It's connected to the third eye. Yeah, to vision, to clairvoyance. And that's what I am. I'm a clairvoyant, predominantly that, and empathic, clairsentient. That's how I do most of my work. Although I'm also clairaudient. So I hear spirit, which I have a story about that too. Spirit, turns out in my new place, there's a ghosty. Yes. Yeah, earthbound spirit. Got to chat with that individual at some point. So I will do that. However, today we're going to talk about new moon. So to do that, I'm going to grab ritual energy. Ooh, ritual energy. This is an essential oil from the emeraldtempleoils.com. Beautiful energy. I use these oils to anoint with myself, to love and honor myself. These oils got me through a really tough time last year. Without these oils, I would not have been able to survive, I think, truly. My spirit was so challenged, and these oils really helped me connect with my body, stay in my body, and have a sacred temple body space for my spirit. And so I'm so grateful to these beautiful oils. This one is the Priestess oil. It's definitely my oil for sure. It's got a blue lotus scent to it. It's got a little bit of, I think, sage in it. It's got the masculine energy of, I think it's frankincense or myrrh. I think it's frankincense. So We're going to use this and anoint. You can anoint with water and all that, whatever works for you. Just going to put it on my fingertips. Breathe it in. Take a nice deep in breath, everybody. Just take a nice deep in breath. Big exhale. I know. Here's the trick, okay? I tell all my clients this. I tell everybody this in my groups. Exhale. The focus shall be on the exhale because you need to make room, right? Just like the focus needs to be on the release because you need to make room. You got to make room to receive new stuff, which is why you out with the old to allow for the new to come in. And it might be, we're so afraid to like throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's a horrible analogy, but it gets the point across. We're so afraid to do that we're going to lose too much or give up too much. Well, let me tell you, my friends, again, another analogy is coming in or another little saying is coming in about how if you love something, set it free. And if it comes back, it was meant to be. I hate the words meant to be. Doesn't really make sense. But the energy of letting go is a challenge. It's difficult. It's hard because there's so much fear inside of ourselves in this material world, this human world that we live in of tangible physical things to touch. That includes people, relationships, careers, images of yourself, identities. All of these things have been formed so curated so that they're in safety of structure, which doesn't allow you to grow and spread your wings. It's like the bird in the cage scenario. It's time to let yourself come out and spread your wings a bit. And it doesn't mean you can't go back in the cage. Leave the door open. You can go back into your home. You can find a new version or variation of your home, but you have to be willing to lose things, to let things go. Because the truth is the most precious thing you have is yourself. And so what will happen is if you allow yourself simply the pause through the exhale, you allow yourself the pause, exhale, just exhale, allow yourself the pause in between the letting go and the receiving in. Then you can reconnect with everyone that matters to you, with everything that matters to you, with the visions and the dreams and the wishes you've had for your life, for your future. For your now moment, which was your future 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You have the presence of the now moment when you allow yourself the pause to then receive. So you have to let go. It's not about throwing things away. It's about recycling, repurposing. That's the meaning of things. That's what meant to being means. The constant momentum, although gentle and sometimes unseen, you sense it. You are an empathic individual. That's why you watch my work. That's why you connect on Above Life channel, because you feel, you sense and know the flow of things. And so allow that momentum to be very real and present for you when you practice the pause. So exhale to release. Practice letting go of air because you're going to have more air. Air is not limited. It's limitless. So let's exhale. Do you see how all of a sudden then you get to a place where you are forced to breathe in to receive the new air in order to release the old? It works. It's balance. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to play with my ring this whole time. Just so you know, I'm just going to play with it. Got this in Texas last November, and I love it. It's very grounding. It's very Celtic. Did you see it? You probably didn't see it because I moved too quickly. Nice. Oh, hello in the chat. Let's hello to Cammie. Hello, Lynette. Nice to see you. Good morning. Oh, yes. There's a lot going on in the world, isn't there? There is so much. So instead of allowing ourselves to be paralyzed by worry, think of the worry as like dust or fog that kind of settles in, and then it's hard to breathe. It's really hard to breathe. it's like contaminated, the air. It's toxic. It's not healthy. That's what worry's like. It's toxic, not healthy. And it's not that you're going to stop the worry, but it's that when you allow yourself to pause in the moment and say, how is this worry helping me? Is it? How is it serving you? I'm getting a little life coachy here, but how is it serving you? Because in some way, shape, or form, it is. How causing you to redirect to something that you really have no control over, which is your brain. Oh, I tell you, it's a process of being present and allowing yourself to be willing to lose the external things to be able to find yourself again. And you don't have to lose and gut the whole house and bring everything down to the studs to remodel, do you? Or renovate? You can go room by room. Might start with the bedroom instead of the kitchen. Kitchen's messy, right? Do you see? If you use your life as the analogy of a home and you're remodeling, you don't have to gut it to the studs, do you? No. Don't have to replace everything, do you? No. No. But what's no longer serving? You can loosen up some of your grips on some of those old patterns and old things like, my job is my identity. It's not. I had to learn that too, you guys. It's hard when you're like, okay, I've been there, done that. Like I've lived life. I've lived the career. I've had the career. I went to college. I did the career thing. I did it for 10 years. I did it. I did it. I had the position. I had the title. I had the money. I had the prestige or whatever the heck you'd call it. And I'm like, I don't feel any sort of attachment to that now in this place I'm at in my life now, because there's so much more things that I find so much more value to than that. It doesn't mean you can't have a fabulously incredible job or business or relationship or what have you that you just feel so amazing and it's so rewarding and it's so big and bold and amazing, incredible. Of course you can. It's all about the perspective of the energy in which you hold the space for that, in which that fits you as who you are at your soul level, right? You're meant to being energy, right? Because you're manifesting. So what's next? Instead of focusing on what was or what has been, what's next? In order to do that, you stay in the moment. This moment is the pause. Ooh, I can breathe in this moment. So let's talk about new moon energy, my friends. So new moon, I'm not going to talk about it from an astrological standpoint because I don't do astrology. Like if you say, hey, baby, what's your sign? I'm like, I know I'm Aquarius, but that's about all I know. And people will talk to me like I know all sorts of stuff about astrology. I don't. I know the mystic part of it. I know the energetic part of it. I don't care if you're a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Sagittarius, whatever. I can just feel you as a person, read your energy. And if that connects with those things, great. I love astrology, though. I think it's another way to understand ourselves better. And that feels good to me. And it's more expanded and it feels hopeful. You know, if you focus on the hopeful part of it and the choice parts of it and the knowing yourself better parts of it, that's great. As long as you don't typecast yourself or limit yourself by it. Don't use it as a box, use it as a constellation. I think that's beautiful. Beautiful. Lots of good intuitive tools. So when I talk about new moon and moon energy, I talk about the energy connection of the divine feminine, of the moon as a spirit guide for you, of the moon as a wise woman in that night sky. Now today, the new moon energy is mystic, which is very blue priestess, I might say. Very mystic. It's because you won't see her. She's mysterious. But just because you don't see her doesn't mean she's not there. A lot like your intuition, a lot like your spirit, a lot like your soul, your gut intuition. You feel it, but you don't see it. Same with the new moon. You'll feel it. Oh, baby. Anybody feeling the new moon energy? And by the way, if you're watching in the chat on the live stream and you have connections to astrology or you have that information about the new moon energy astrologically, go ahead and type in the chat. Feel free to share the signs that they're moving through or that it connects to. If you know that, go ahead. Feel free to share. I think that's great to share what you know. Wise women, wise woman, wise person, you might be here. All are welcome here. All right. So that energy of that mystic new moon is this what's possible. And it's hidden. It's hidden. And sometimes you got to dig down deep to find that. Like when you're moving and you pack something and you know you have it and you saw it like 3 different places and you cannot remember for the life of you where you put it. But you know you have it. So you don't want to buy a new one. You got to keep digging for the old one. Sometimes our dreams, our wishes, our hopes, our dreams are kind of like this, aren't they? So I think part of what I'm going to invite you to or ask you is to think back to when you were a kid. Think back to a time of just pure innocence, like really just the youngest child ever, this beautiful, sweet 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, whatever that might be for you. Think back to a time where you can identify in some way, and maybe you can't think about that for yourself, but you can think about someone like a grandchild that you have that has this, or a child. You think back to your kid. Like I think back to my daughter when she was just a sweet, sweet 4-year-old. And I have this picture of her holding this great big, huge, huge sunflower in this dress with sunflowers on it. And she looks like she's going to eat it because she's like, oh, it's so big. And the photographer snapped a bunch of pictures at that moment. So much so that she actually, my daughter remembers this photo. And I have it posted on the wall actually. And she wanted to recreate it when she graduated from high school. So she did. She has a picture of herself holding these huge sunflowers and looking at them like, oh, because of the awe, the what's possible. So think about that little girl, that sweet, sweet little girl, or that little child, however you identify. Think about that childlike energy. Maybe it was you with rolled up jeans, dirty feet on a hot summer day. Feel into that energy. What is your younger intuitive self like? What is your younger intuitive self like? What is your younger spirit like? What would your young spirit look like today? What would that look like? How do you see the vision of your youthful childlike self today? That inner child that people refer to, but not in a place of hierarchy, just a place of sweetness, of genuineness. What is that like? I'm going to draw in some energy of like a beautiful ocean blue, a light blue, a turquoise topaz, tapping into that throat chakra for you right now as we're connecting the communication space so that you can allow your childlike self, your youthful self to speak with you, to speak to you and through you, to bring forward those wishes, those dreamy dreams, those creative, big, bold, monstrous dreams or visions you may have had, all the things that are ridiculous right now. Did you want to be a fashion model? Did you want to be the president? That would be me pretending to. While other people were playing house, I was playing office and I was the president. And I am not kidding. Feel into that. Imagine it. Imaginative energy, that playful imaginative energy, that creative energy, the imagination, your mind, open your mind into the imaginary realms of what's possible, not myth in the way of it's false or untrue, but mythical, mystical, mythical. I'm reminded to share with you. So I have a spirit guide that's a dragon, and she is named Sapphire. She's blue and she's beautiful, but she looks caricature-like. She looks like a cartoon character. And she literally is a spirit guide for me. Bit of a metaphysical, mythical creature, but she is a spirit guide for me. And she represents this energy of strength and power and protection and imagination and freedom to vision and play and magic. And I want that for you. So bring forward your youthful self, the self that you have that is filled with possibility. It's like these kids that are graduating from high school now and their whole future's ahead of them. And they have that moment where it's like, that's a pause. Whew. It's a pause. They can exhale. They graduated from high school and now they're heading forward to their future. Some of them already have plans in place. They know what is happening next. And some of them are just like in this now moment in between, in the pause of what's possible. I'm inviting you into the in between pause of what's possible. That's what the new moon invites for you today. She invites you into the mythical lands of imagination. What's possible? If you're a writer, write about this today. Create a beautiful, fantastic, ridiculous story about this today, about your imaginary and youthful self, about your intuitive spirit self, the one that drives you from a place of possibility without limitations. This is not a time for decision making. The new moon is not a time for decision making. There's no pressure here or pushing. You might find that you're blooming into decisions. Clouds might part and you might get instant wisdom and a moment's of clarity. Allow whatever comes forward in this pause. But the request is for you to play in this space, this place where there are stories, this Harry Potter-like vibe, without the creepy creepers. Okay? With just what is good and pure and sweet and filled with possibility. Feel into that childlike self. Like for me, it was being like a CEO, a president, running a country, being this leader, being this visionary. Yeah, visionary. That's the best way I would describe it. And I have that. I have big ideas and all sorts of stuff like that. Don't focus on the implementation at this moment during a new moon. Most often, for most people, for many, you start at this place of the pause. Whew. Letting yourself explore the ideas, to discover things again, to renew some of the things. So my childlike self that pretended she was the president has a lot of attributes and supportive characteristics for what I want to dream into my life now, what I want to vision for myself. And in the new moon, in the mystery, you can vision anything you want. It's like a blank slate. It is a chalkboard with nothing written. You are unwritten. You are unwritten. It's like that song, right? Is it Sarah Borealis? Sarah Bareilles? Borealis. Sarah Bareilles? I think it is, right? Unwritten. I love that song. I am unwritten. I'm undefined. And the ending's unplanned. Mm-hmm. No one else can do it for you. Yeah, look up that song, Unwritten, Sarah Bareilles. Yeah, look up that song. Feel that energy. Maybe give yourself permission to write. Your inner youthful one, your youthful intuitive spirit, the one that's limitless with possibilities, might be buried underneath a pile of blankets, all cozied up in her comfort zone. And that's not to be ashamed of. This isn't about feeling bad for what you haven't been or what you're not. It's about the freedom of the possibilities of what could be, not what has to be. You're not making commitments today, but what you're dreaming. Like a buffet, lots of choices. Sometimes those choices can be overwhelming. I know, they're overwhelming. I was like trying to decide what color to paint the wall in my new room. Right now, it's like a dark gray. And I'm like, oh, not my vibe. So not my vibe. And my initial thought was, oh, I don't want to change it. I'll just leave it. I might not be here a long time. I don't want to change everything if I'm not going to be here for like a year, if it's only going to be some months, or I don't know. Do I really want to put the effort in? I don't know. All these excuses. for not making it my own, for not visioning for myself for however long it is. A beautiful space that supports my spirit here today. So just like you can paint the walls, you can change things up by painting the walls or changing your bedding or changing the curtains or whatever that is. It's that simple to connect with what's possible, with those old wishes. What would you wish for? Remember when you had the birthday cake in front of you? What did you wish for besides boyfriends or girlfriends? Or you probably didn't wish for millions of dollars. You probably wished for experiences and things that would bring you joy and connection with other people, right? Yeah. Connecting with the new moon today with the hopeful energy of vision, of dreams, of wishes. Maybe even light a candle and blow it out. I have a candle. Should we do that? Should we light a candle? I actually have one lit. It's in my little cauldron here. This is actually my priestess. This is my priestess chalice and my cauldron. Right now it has some roses in it. Actually, I can show it to you here. Just a minute. I'll show it to you. Here's my candle that's inside of it. We can blow that one out to make a wish, but I'm going to show you what's inside here. You can see. Can you kind of see? Kind of hard to see. There are roses, some sage, and let's see. I think I have. Oh, yeah, roses and sage, and I have this bracelet here. It's got a tree on it. Do you see that? Can you see it? It's got a tree on it. It's kind of hard to see it. And she's right in the middle here. She kind of holds the sacred space. She's right at the center. I don't burn anything in this right now. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just gathering some stuff. Some roses and things. Woo! Some roses and things in here. And I'll burn the roses and things eventually, but probably not in here. And then I put my beautiful candle right in the center. So the bracelet kind of holds the candle, and it's red, so it grounds it. But this is also known as a cauldron for some, and others. This is a chalice for me, and a cauldron. It's both. So it can do water and fire. That's the beauty of it. I love it because I'm both water and fire. Yeah, baby. All right. So let's use the fire element right now. I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to ask you to imagine as though you're making a wish for the next part of your life. It could be this next week. It could be this next month. Could be with the summer solstice, your summertime wishes. It could be for the fall. It could be for the next few years, whatever that might be for you. Okay. But do it for yourself. Let me just do it for yourself, not for anybody else. This has to be for you. Okay. This is just for you. So take a look at this. Take a nice breath in. Exhale out. And now pause to feel in to what your wish might be. Let it come forward, and close your eyes for a minute if you need to. Just let it come forward. Do another breath in. And exhale out while you're letting the wishes come forward. Now pause. Okay, now this third time when we do this, when you exhale out, you're blowing the candle out. Got it? It's okay if you don't know what to choose something that comes right forward. Whatever comes forward through first, just boom, choose that. And then you can do this throughout the day if you like to connect with the new moon energy. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Now remember, on the exhale, we're blowing this candle out. Okay, are you ready? All right, here we go. Nice breath in. And an exhale out. And with the smoke goes the wishes, sending them out into the universe and the cosmic consciousness for support, for receivership, for co-creation and manifestation. And so it is, and so it shall be. And so it is. And so it is. So honoring the energy of our conversation today in alignment with your healing self, your higher self, your sweet soul self, your youthful self, and your spirit. And with creator, source, God, universe, cosmic consciousness to support you, to align with you, to encompass and enfold you, to create safe and sacred space for your unfolding, for your receivership of the possibilities for you. And with that, we celebrate this new moon. I wish you all the best as you move through your day and your week and the days ahead. And I hope to see some of you in my small group this week on June 22nd at 6 p.m. Central Time. It is a small group experience. It's called the Inspiring Psychic Experience with me as your hostess. And I will be doing psychic readings, like old school psychic readings for people. So that will be fun. That will be fun. So you can join that with the link in the description below. It is a service that I'm offering right now. The current pricing is, I think, $40 a person. So it will be recorded. It's done in a Zoom setting, and then you'll get access to the replay after. All right. I hope I've inspired your spirit today, filled you with some hope, encouraged you with this new moon to consider the possibilities. This is your life after all, remember. It's your life, and you get to live it. Just live it. Thanks for being here.